Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Sofi is sitting at $12.32, currently up 11% at the time of recording. Now, this is still far under Sofi's fundamental valuation, but is the rally going to continue? That's what we're going to talk about here in this video. We're going to look at the option flows, because the option flows on Sofi today are over 90% bullish, and these are not retail investors. These are your institutional investors that are putting on very large positions. So I think you guys will find a lot of value out of that. Sometimes it does work to follow big money. We're also going to be going over the 13F filings that are coming out, the shares that institutions are continuing to load up on. We're also going to take a look at the technical analysis, talk about the key events that are happening this week, and what could we expect out of Sofi. So drop that like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Most importantly, comment down below how many shares of Sofi do you own and what is your 5-year price target. So diving straight into this, like I said, Sofi's up 11% right now at 20 or Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Sofi is up 11% at the time of this recording, sitting at $12.32 per share. And I do want to take a look at the option flows, because the option flows just for today is over 90% bullish. And these order flows are not retail investors buying a couple calls or a couple of puts. These are block orders. These are sweep trades. Some of these are over $1 million per order, and big money is certainly betting that Sofi goes much higher. We all know in the long-term sense and trade of Sofi is going to extremely high prices compared to $12 per share. But in the short term, what can we expect out of Sofi? We're going to talk about the market events, what is going to be moving markets, and PayPal's earnings could have a lot to do with how Sofi does trade. So we're going to break all of that down, go over the technical analysis, the short interest, the option flow activity, and we are also going to take a look at my position, because I did buy 100 more shares today and I did make a over 100% option trade on Sofi. So let's dive into this video. If you guys find value out of it or simply get some entertainment out of it, hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, comment down below how many shares of Sofi do you own and what is your 5-year price target. So diving straight into this video, let's first off start with the option flow sentiment, because this really came to me as a surprise. To be honest with you, I expected bullish option activity from institutional investors for the day, because overall the stock's up over 11%. But 97% of the orders today are bullish. So far, we're about halfway through, a little bit over halfway through the day of trading, and we see 12 orders totaling $1.03 million. Like I said, 97% bullish. Over the past week, we've seen $72.8 million of orders, and the positive order value is 71%. So looking really good right there. But what are people buying? What are these hedge funds buying? So we have a February 4th $12 strike call, $32,000 trade. We have a lot of trades coming in for the day that are very short term. The February 4th this week, the May 20th, the March 18th, and the February 18th are really stealing the show as of right now. But what we can see, and what I went over in the last video, is we do have some very large option trades that are a couple years out for January 19th, 2024. Some of these trades over $1 million, and we're not seeing not even one put trade that has been initiated today from the institutions. Actually, one put trade for $32,000. It is a $11.50 put that does expire by the end of this week. 932 contracts at 35 cents a piece. But overall, the overwhelming majority are bullish. Like we just went over, 97% of the order flow is positive. So I think that is a huge sign on where the direction of Sofi is likely to go into the future. As far as the institutional 13F filings as well, we're getting more of these coming in for today, January 31st. We could see 647,000 shares purchased here, 31,350, 318,000, 18,000 shares, and about 500,000 shares. This fund, Commonwealth Equity Services, increase their position by about 45%. All of these green lines that are coming in today and a couple of these from yesterday are all brand new positions. So the sentiment here, incredibly bullish, as well as like we went over in the last video, that you're seeing funds with over 1 million shares that are increasing their position, like right here, 341.78%. That's ridiculous. You do not typically see that in a retail crowded stock, that kind of purchasing power from institutions that is coming in. So that right there is a very good sign. And I do expect this to continue as SoFi is so far under its fundamental valuation. It's kind of crazy. Now, as far as the short interest is concerned, I don't know about a full-on short squeeze. I think it's possible. Would I put my money on it? Would I bet, my life savings on this? No, but can it make the upswings a lot more violent? Sure it can. So we're looking at short interest of 16.42%. Current shares that are sold short of 101.49 million. Cost to borrow max 2.32%. Share utilization of 56.07%. And days to cover at 2.37. So encouraging numbers right here. Something to also be bullish about in the short term. As far as my position on SoFi, I did up my position by 100 shares. My average cost was about $17.30 per share. Now it's only $16 per share. Currently have almost $5,000 of market value, down about $1,500 or 23% at the time of this recording. Portfolio diversity of 14.77%. So needless to say, I am very bullish on SoFi for the long term. Earnings, if you guys don't know, are March 1st in after hours. Now, I did initiate 5 hours ago 5 contracts at 52 cents a piece for the 1150 strike expiring this Friday, and like I said, $52 a piece, paid $260 for them. Sold out 5 contracts at 84 cents for $420, almost a 100% return. And if you look at what those contracts are currently at right now, they're at $106. So there is certainly a lot of opportunities here with SoFi in the short term when it comes to options, but the safest way to trade options on SoFi is going to something like January 19th, 2024, and then going to like the $5 strike looks very attractive. That makes your break even only about 9% higher, and I think it's safe to say SoFi is going to be much higher than $13.53 per share in the next 2 years. So that is how I would trade that if you're a longer term investor. Gives you some leverage, makes it easier to get some returns once a stock does start to pop instead of just owning shares. I like to mix it up with options and shares, me personally. Now let's take a look at SoFi as far as the technicals and what you guys need to know. What are the key levels? And we still have a lot of room to recover right here. We're down in the dirt. Really, the next big level that I would personally be watching for is about $14 per share, to see if we get some resistance at that level or if we do see some support if we can break out above that. Now, what's going to be very important as well is these Bollinger Bands. So the Bollinger Bands, the green line on top, green line on bottom, are 2 standard deviations away from the blue line right here, the 20-day simple moving average. And stocks do tend to follow this to a T. Once we broke under this right here, we were down below this, touched it, we did not break through, and then we did get the bank charter news, and then we did rally a little bit, and then ultimately came back under the 20-day simple moving average. And it's been very hard to stay above this 20-day simple moving average. So if we can break out above that, that's $13.39 per share, and we can break out past 14, it should serve as another big level of support like it did in the past. As far as the volume is concerned, we're at 58 million for the day so far, and we're not even to power hour yet. So it could be really good, and we're already seeing still just very high volume since the bank charter was approved. And I think that's why we're seeing so many institutional investors that are loading up on SoFi, because it does add about 25% gross profit margins in the long term just by having that bank charter. So that is going to be all for this video. If you guys found value out of it or simply entertainment, hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below what is your 5-year price target and how many shares of SoFi do you currently own. Are you loading up? Are you buying the dip? What are you doing? Let me know that information. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.